Welcome to Life by Design, episode 380. Welcome to Life by Design. I'm your host, Dr. Jamie Richards, and I'm joined today with my colleague, Dr. Horatio Judd.
As always, happy to be here as I'm closing the door.
We are creators of Life by Design with many locations worldwide. Each week on the show, we discuss the principles and the practice of Life by Design. Today, another baby bullet episode. We'll talk in a second about what that is. Don't mind the noise in the background. I think everybody probably understands. As per the current state of the world, we are home in isolation, as is Horatio, and that means the kids are with us. So there's lots of kids around. And we've done our best to isolate ourselves even more within the isolation. But now we're going to have a little background noise, and who knows, maybe even one of these crazies join the podcast here at some point.
I wouldn't put that past either four of them, to be honest.
Yes, very, very true. So what's a baby bullet episode? Well, it's actually funny, Horatio, we're talking about this only because we were cleaning out our cupboards this week as a,
And you found a baby bullet?
We found a baby bullet. And so we've been packing things up to go to the office or things that would be giving away as we clean things out. And it was sitting on the floor at the front of the house. And Andy kept going over and grabbing it. And then she put it back. And she's like, I want to make a protein shake. And then I want to make banana pancakes. And so she's been using this baby bullet nonstop. And so I keep cleaning. We clean it and we put it back and put it back. And every day, no, don't give it away. So we've got a deep attachment here to the baby bullet in our house.
That's one of the most horrifying moments of my day, when they ask you for something to eat that's complicated. And you have that exhale moment. You're like, okay, I'm going to make this. And then you make it. And then you know what happens. Yeah. I don't want this anymore.
Yeah, of course. Or they eat like 1/5 of it. And, that's the normal every day. So today we're talking about a baby bullet episode. You can scan through the Life by Design database and you'll see a handful of these episodes from time to time. But it is, in a way, what it sounds like. You don't know what you're going to make. You throw a bunch of things into a baby bullet. You hit blend and it blends up, and most of the time it's into something really, really good. And so the baby bullet episodes are us reviewing different topics through random topic generators. So we just hit a button, it gives us a topic, and then we talk about it. And one of the benefits of that is it gives us a chance to talk about fresh ideas. It also puts us in a situation where individually we share how we think, which is a big part of what Life by Design is a way to think about particular things and apply our philosophy and apply the way we think to different ideas. And the baby bullet makes it fun, actually. And we've had some of our best and most highly downloaded episodes. At the same time, it can also create some polarization where we get some topics where, either you and I agree or disagree. And then also we're saying things that probably people who are listening maybe don't agree with. And that's totally fine. And that's what makes it entertaining.
Totally agree. Ready for the first one?
Fire away.
What's the longest that you've stayed awake for?
Oh, this actually brings me back to when I was a kid, and you probably had this too, and you'd have sleepovers and you try and stay up all night.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Of course.
And I don't know about you, we always called it breaking the record. So my buddy Phobes and I were like, oh, let's do a sleepover. Let's try and break the record. And so I remember the record was, we'd always be a Saturday night. So we'd stay up and we'd watch Saturday Night Live. That was a big thing. Try and make it till 1:00, or we'd watch wrestling, right? We'd try and watch wrestling and get through to the end of wrestling. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Or Saturday Night Live. And so I do remember a couple of times we made it to 2 and 3 in the morning, but for myself personally, I've stayed up all night before. I know when, on more than one occasion for different reasons, not always the reasons that people would think about. It wasn't debauchery or anything like that. Just, sometimes things needed to get done. There was work projects that needed to get completed. And I would say probably, I know it's a long answer, but a lot of times, and this is not ideal for anybody listening in, but there's a lot of times where if things are really crazy during those in very short, intense focus times, I might go to bed at 1 or 1:30 or 2 and wake up at 3:30 or 4 and then go back to work and just have a whole day. So it might be a 2-day period, but I've only slept for a couple hours. How about you?
Yep. Grade 8 graduation. We had our graduation party which wasn't on the last day of school, by the way. There were still 2 days left of school.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad says, you can go. Right? Because my parents were like, my dad's, they were strict. So I had to like beg to go to Rhonda's house because she had the party. Rhonda, really nice person, and everybody was there. And my dad goes, "You're gonna go to school the next day." I'm like, "But nobody's gonna be there." He's like, "I know." This was his line, legit. He goes, "I know one person who's gonna be there." So I stayed. We made it. I stayed up all night because we were having fun, and then I went to school the next day.
Nice.
The only kid there, like literally, like what? Not even like,
Where?
not even like the kids who like were super serious about school were there. I was legitimately the only student in my class. And then I went home and I went to bed at 6 o'clock then. So there you go.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. Next. What weird food combinations do you like?
I don't know if I have any weird food combinations. It's not like I'm pregnant or anything, but yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video, that YouTube video, how to spell pregnant? And then basically the guy just reads all these. I'll send it to you.
Oh, actually, I have seen it. Yeah. No, I have seen it. That's funny.
Yeah. It is.
No, funny. I don't know. Do you have any?
No. That's no, nothing. I'm pretty boring.
Yeah.
What's your favorite drink?
Other than you mean like a libation or just drink?
Do both. Do both.
Coffee.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yep.
And then if I had to choose one or the other, I'd probably choose beer, and I'd choose more of a light beer, more of a Pilsner kind of guy. Last night we had a Sapporo, which is a rice beer. How about you?
Yeah, that's a nice beer. I like that beer. I don't think it's rice anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think
Sapporo is
the imported one, right? They make it in Guelph now, I think.
Oh, okay. I'll have to check the can.
Yeah, check the can, please. So yeah, coffee. I mean, I love bubbly, by the way.
Yeah, we just got 4 cases yesterday.
That one's creeping up on the list. What's your favorite flavor?
I mean, I usually stick to the lime, but I don't mind the grape actually, or the blackberry. Sorry, blackberry.
Yeah, it looks like it should be grape drink.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And then there's this Croatian liquor that I like called Šljivovica. It's made out of a plum brandy. That's the one that I choose when I need a drink.
Gotcha.
What's your favorite cartoon?
Well, now I don't know because I don't really watch cartoons. Growing up.
What about when you were a little kid versus like when you were an older kid?
Okay. Little, I don't remember so much, but I did like G.I. Joe and He-Man. Yep. Those were ones I loved. And then as I got older, I liked South Park.
Yeah. Nice. G.I. Joe, you mean the military propaganda recruiting machine? That one?
Yes, that one.
I liked He-Man as a kid, and then it was The Simpsons when I got older.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you believe in a higher being, Jamie?
Oh, that's I don't know if that's a question we should answer on this show, Cratio.
You want to keep it off, eh? I thought I would ask it. I'm just clicking buttons.
Yeah. I think, I mean, that's I mean.
Oh, here's a good one. What is your biggest regret this week?
Oh, biggest regret this week. My goodness. I don't know, maybe those 7 brownies I ate the other night.
That's awesome.
And the plate also had a chocolate chip cookie and a pumpkin brownie on it too. You're
the only person listening or recording this podcast who has overeaten this week. Don't worry about that.
Oh, good. I feel terrible. Thanks.
For sure. Definitely. No, none of us, especially me. I haven't crushed, like Rochelle didn't decide to make like a whole batch of cookies that we were supposed to deliver to other people's houses. And I didn't crush all of them anyways.
Exactly.
Mine's a little bit deeper. It's been the struggle between, being more present, right? There's just been a lot of work to do. There's concern, over what the future is going to hold. And it's been tough to not push that aside, because I think those are important conversations to have with oneself. I just do it at a time when I need to be present with my children and with my family.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's been tough. What's the craziest thing that you've ever done?
What?
That's what it says. It says, "What's the craziest thing that you've ever done?"
I think I've got a list that I can't talk about on the podcast. So
me too.
We'll go down the list there, and then I don't know. I mean, actually, it's crazy and not in a bad way. But one of the craziest things we ever did was Joel and I, on his last day at chiropractic school, I went to pick him up, and it was in Dallas, Texas. And so I flew down, and then it was the last day. So we decided, AKA Joel decided to go out. So we went out for, quote unquote, a couple drinks. And so that turned into about 5:30 in the morning. We got home, and at about 6:30, I think we maybe slept for an hour. Joel said, "Why don't we the car was already packed up." He said, "Why don't we drive back?" Yeah. So we then proceeded to drive from Dallas, Texas.
17 hours, was it?
22 hours, all the way from Dallas, Texas, all the way home to Blenheim.
Nice. That is
the last 2 hours were horrible.
I would put that in the /stupid category too.
Yeah, fair enough. Yourself?
Yeah, mine all operate in the I really can't talk about them on the podcast category. What's the first thing you think of in the morning?
Usually, it's one of two things. Either when can I get coffee? Or I'm actually dreaming about coffee, or I wake up thinking about, what my first project for work is going to be.
How often here? Now I'll answer the question, but I need to counter that question with how often do you go to sleep excited about the prospects of waking up and drinking coffee the next morning?
It happens for sure. Because when I have that last coffee of the day, whenever that is, I actually think about, when do I get to have another coffee?
That's why I'm asking, because I go through that same process.
And I haven't had one this morning yet. I decided I'll do the podcast first so I can sit and enjoy my coffee. So as soon as we're done, I'm gonna go have that first coffee. So I'm trying to focus on you, Horatio, but I'm really thinking about coffee.
So for me, I don't know what my first thought is. I really, really don't. I don't think that it's a positive thought. I think a lot of it is a concern or anxiety, because that's just my natural programming. So what I do is, I wake up to the alarm usually every morning. I'm still waking up at 4:40 almost every morning, and then when I get up to make the coffee, what I do is I have a series of pretty much affirmations and breathing that I do just to get my mind focused on a positive frame of reference versus, the negative thoughts that tend to occupy my mind.
Well, good for you. Yeah. I haven't gone to that level of organization yet, but I can appreciate that.
Well, here's the thing. I know you probably don't have to, right? I remember listening to Gary Vee, talk about meditation and stuff like that and affirmations. He was like, I'm scared to do that because I'm happy with my mindset. Right. So if you're happy with your mindset and your thinking process is clear, right? It's the same principle as when you're doing mobility. You don't need to do mobility just for the sake of mobility. You need to do mobility for things that you want to improve on.
Right. Deficiencies.
Yeah. Right.
Funny, before you answer or ask the next question, just made me think of today. The thing I woke up thinking today, because 2 seconds after I woke up, Dana's question was, who the heck was texting you so early this morning, and tell them I'm pissed?
Oh, sorry.
No, it was my fault. I left my phone. And I said, it's Horatio. She's like, she was joking, but so.
No, she wasn't. It's okay.
She goes, I've been up since Horatio was texting.
Yeah, 4:40 in the morning.
No, it was actually 6:30 this morning. It wasn't too bad. So. But there are mornings where you and I are texting at 4:40 in the morning. I do know that.
100%. What's your favorite brand?
Brands, general brands. For the most part, Apple is probably at the top of my list for sure. I'm looking around. I don't see any other major brands that I, gravitate to quite like I do Apple. So I'd have to say Apple. How about you?
In terms of products, I would have to say Apple. But I think my favorite brand is my favorite band, which is Fish. We got to start looking at everything like it's a brand, like it's a story, it's a product, you can consume it, right?
Yep.
Right. So,
definitely.
This is an entity that I pay extremely, almost obsessive attention to. So I have to say that one.
Great.
Yeah. What food do you like to snack on?
snack on, I would if it's not like a desserty type snack, like a legit snack, would be usually meat sticks and cheese, something usually protein based.
Yep. It's got to be sweet. I'm actually okay. Like I can eat a handful of chips and be good and be done. But you put a plate of cookies in front of me, it's like a challenge. Reminds me of that Cosby Show episode when we were tap dancing. Challenge. Let's keep going forever. If you were stuck on a desert island, what would you want to have with you?
A cell phone.
Yeah, okay, but now answer the question like it's supposed to be answered.
And again, I'm safe for shelter and food.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're fed. You have to spend time here, right? So you're fed and you're safe. So, what do you want with you?
Okay. Do I have coffee?
You do not have coffee.
Then I would probably take coffee.
I would take my wife.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What's the context here? Do I have everything I need? Like, is this a question of like, what other stuff would I want other than food, my family, shelter, and so on? If it was, I'd actually bring gym equipment.
Okay. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer. What celebrity do you like to follow?
I really don't follow. Tom Brady, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the one guy you watch the pictures and
I'll read an article. Yeah, if I see something, an article, I'll read it, and yeah, I like Tom Brady.
Yeah, I don't think I don't know. I don't think anybody. I don't really care. Okay, if that's a celebrity, like literally, like 7 people know about this band.
Oh, stop it! So. That's not true. Actually, that's not true. They're a huge band.
That's true.
But you know what? It's funny. I mean, this is more of a Life by Design business podcast, but they've also grown to that large size by acting as if only 7 people know them.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know about the history. I think there's a ton of value, in how they grew their business. Cause you're absolutely right. They're known for the live shows, not just the music, but the actual performance. Mm-hmm. And the guitar player's on record for saying the way, our conversations, he's like, we would spend 7 hours talking about how we would give the kid at the back who's half blocked by the beam and can barely see the stage, what could we do to give him the best experience that he's ever had?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, think about that. What's your ideal way to celebrate your birthday?
With coffee. The ideal would be for Dana and myself for a short period of time to have time without the kids, to go be able to have coffee somewhere, to sit and relax, maybe a nice view, looking at the water, go for a walk, be able to hang out, then be with the kids, private. Yeah, I'm very much a private type person that way, and I like my quiet time, so that would be my ideal. You?
The same, just in reverse order. I would like, it was interesting. Rochelle just celebrated her birthday on the 28th. And what we did is we had a big brunch for us and the kids. We made a bunch of breakfast. Mm-hmm. And then, my parents were able to take the kids, and we just kind of hung out and did whatever we wanted to do for the rest of the day. So,
well, it's funny. The only reason I flip it is because if Dana and I have time to ourselves later, we'll just fall asleep. So
right. which is kind of nice,
Yeah, no, that's good too. Definitely, there was no doubt when we had our recent vacation, just being able to sleep with no restrictions was a nice change.
No kidding. If you had to give yourself a new name, what name would you pick?
The name I always liked as a kid. And this is funny because we're talking about, and I'm pretty sure this is connected to fish here, but I didn't know anything about fish at the time. It happened to be a football player, but I loved the name Trey.
Trey, yeah.
You remember Trey or Trev? I can't remember the guy's name, but there was a football player. His name was Trey.
I do. Who did he play for?
I think it was Trey Alberts or somebody like that.
Mine would be Max Power.
Max Power.
Have you ever seen that Simpsons where he changes his name to Max Power and he gets all of these like jobs and
probably
people start liking him more because his name's cooler?
Yep, I probably have seen that. Yes.
That's a good one, eh?
All right, Cratio, 3 more questions.
Sure. If you could choose any era to live in, what would that be?
I would say now. Yeah, now is as good a time as any, as far as I'm concerned. How about you?
I would agree. But if you couldn't, well, let's make it more interesting. If you couldn't live now, when would you want to live?
Ooh, probably. Man, that's a great question.
I know. And
I'm
where?
just thinking back through all these eras.
And where, right?
Yeah.
And where?
Right.
Because that's important.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like probably at a different era, living in Europe would be cool.
Yep. So I would agree. I would say now, exactly where we are. We were very fortunate that we were given the opportunities that we're given. I'm concerned what's going to happen. What's going to happen after the crisis? I think there's going to be a severe restriction on our freedom. But again, I can't predict the future, so we'll see. And if I had to pick second, I would pick. I think I would go back to the 50s in post-war America, or even Industrial Revolution America, just because of the amount of freedom that they had. And I would live in New York City.
Yeah, I could see how that would be of interest for sure.
Would you want to know when you'll die?
No.
Me neither.
No.
Me neither.
No.
Right? Like, what
there'd be
would
no
be
value.
No. What would be the count? Well, no. The counter would be you could plan accordingly, right? Like, okay, you have 50 years.
It would just be weighing on you, though. I just don't know how you would get past the mental weight of that.
Yeah, I know. It's true.
Like, I don't even knowing that something bad that I have to do is coming up, let alone when I'm going to die.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite part of the day?
Least favorite.
Let me answer while you're thinking about it, because I have my answer. The least favorite part of my day is that crazy, 5:36 to bedtime part of the day, because, and here's why: I'm tired. Like, I get up at 4:40. There's a lot of things that happen in my day. And, again, it's got nothing to do with the kids. The kids are just being kids. It's just my capacity, my capacity to cope with unreasonableness at that time has made me less than an optimal human being numerous amount of times. And it's just a tough time for me to cope with sometimes.
Yeah, no, I agree. About 4 or 5 o'clock is tough. And for me, it's a different reason. It's because my work time is now coming to an end. And so I feel the pressure of, wanting to have gotten done more of what I wanted to get done and things that I didn't complete. And I'm like, now I got to wait till tomorrow morning to get back to doing this. I know it sounds crazy to some people, but that's what I feel at 4:30, 5 o'clock is I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Probably the last one.
Okay.
If you could be any celebrity, who would you want to be?
Oh, that's not a good question. 'Cause I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I would be anybody else, but I mean, I guess that's the question, right? So, if I could be any celebrity, who would I be?
You know what?
I would be Tom Brady.
Include business into your, because I mean, Jeff Bezos is a celebrity as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough people in business at that level, but I'd be Tom Brady for sure, no question.
Yeah. I think I would be. I don't know. Like, here's the thing. Like, do I have to? Because so I want to be Warren Buffett. Like, do I have to be old like Warren Buffett?
That's what I was going with. That's exactly how I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, I get to play football. I get to be wealthy, and I get to
you get to be married.
Yeah,
and you get
exactly.
To be married to Giselle, which is the world's worst thing.
Yeah, exactly. Great, nice, hilarious, awesome, great show.
Yeah, it was good. It's always fun. It's just fun to laugh a little bit, especially during this time.
Yes, it is. And you know what? We were talking about when were the crazies going to come in and be on the podcast. Well, here they are.
Nice. Mine stayed away. Rochelle saved them.
Scotty, say hi to everybody on the podcast. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Andy, you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
All right, there you go. You guys made it on the podcast. Guys, I'm going to close it up. We're going to say, ready? Thank you, everybody. Hear it?
Thank you, everybody.
For
For
joining the drive.
joining the drive.
to 1 million families
to 1 million families
living life
living life
by design.